Hey guys, welcome back. It is Shannon with Bling Your Things, and today I'm going to show you how to make a 3-color rhinestone ombre pen. For rhinestones, I'm using our diamond cut flatbacks in size SS10. The colors that we are using are sapphire, fuchsia, and peridot. And then I am just pouring out the stones into the little heart-shaped shaker trays so that all of my stones will be facing up and making it easier to pick them up as I'm going along. For glue, I'm going to use the Fusion-Tite adhesive. It is a white glue that dries clear. It's perfect for the pens, for your tumblers, leather, and other products. To apply the glue, I'm going to be using a 5 ml syringe with a 20 gauge blunt tip needle. Those are the pink tip needles. Then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue into the syringe. You don't need a whole lot. You can always add more glue to the syringe. I don't like to add a lot because I don't like to put the glue back in the bottle after I put it in the syringe. So I just put in a little bit and then I can always add more glue to the syringe. Now I'm going to put the plunger back in and push all the glue up to the top, making sure that I don't have any air bubbles. If you have air bubbles in the syringe, your glue will continue to ooze out the end of the blunt tip needle and you won't be able to make it stop until you get that air bubble out. This is the pattern that we're going to be using for this pen. It is the 3-color ombre pattern. You can find it on our website under the design section. This is a pattern that you will use to follow along to know your stone placement. It is not something that you would sublimate directly onto the pen. All of our patterns do include the rhinestone size that you need to use, the number of rows that are in the pattern, as well as how many rhinestones per row you are going to need. If you'd like to get this pattern for yourself, we do include a coupon code for half off in the description below, along with links for all of the products that we are using in today's video. Now I'm going to go ahead and prepare the pen. To do that, you need to take it apart. You need to take the tip off, take the ink cartridge out, as well as the little clicker at the top. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the clip off of the top of the pen. You can twist these off, or I just grab a pair of pliers and then attach it to the pen, and then I give the pen a couple twists, and then the clip comes right off. Now, after you get the clip off, you're going to have this little hump of plastic that is still there. There is a couple of ways that you can remove that. You can either use a nail file and sand it down until it is flat, or you can use just a regular piece of sandpaper. Don't do your sanding over your workstation. You don't want to get like the dust and the debris from sanding into your rhinestones or into your workstation so that it transfers into your glue or anything like that. Now that I've gotten everything sanded down, I'm just going to use some rubbing alcohol on a paper towel, and I'm going to go ahead and give the pen a good wipe down. This is going to make sure that I get all of the dust off, as well as any oils that may have transferred to the pen from handling it. And now for the fun part, I'm going to go ahead and start rhinestoning. First, I'm going to apply a small amount of glue for my first line. You don't need a whole lot of glue. You don't want the glue to be oozing out around the sides of your rhinestones. You want just enough so that you are going to have complete coverage on the back of the rhinestone, but not enough that it's like oozing out around the sides of the rhinestones. If it's oozing out, it's going to cloud your rhinestones and you are going to be losing the shine and essentially the bling factor. And since this is a honeycomb design, one of the most important things that we need to get right is making sure that this first row is completely straight. It kind of sets the tone and the bar for the rest of the pattern throughout the pen. So I'm placing the pen up against a flat surface, and then I'm using my pickup tool and I'm pushing all of the rhinestones down so that they are flush and they're all touching the flat surface. This helps ensure that this first line is completely straight. You may need to go back and do a little bit of spacing in between your stones. You don't want them completely tight to where they're touching each other. If they are too tight, then when you go to place your stones in the next row, they're not going to fit and it's going to be too tight. You're going to end up with a lot of gaps and then you're going to end up with rows that are not straight. And when I'm placing this second row, I'm not cramming them into like the crevice from the prior row. You're kind of just spacing them there. They need room, as I say, room to breathe, because not every rhinestone is going to be the exact same size. You're going to have some that are bigger, some that are smaller, and you may need to adjust your spacing so that they end up straight, or so that the row ends up straight. A good thing to check is the tables on the rhinestones, which is the flat part of the rhinestone, and kind of checking to make sure that those all line up. Doing that will make sure that you have completely straight rows. Then I'm just going to keep following the pattern and lay out the next couple of rows and making adjustments as needed to make sure that my lines are staying straight. And this is a fairly easy pattern, but on some patterns where you might get confused on which rhinestone to start with, you can place like a little piece of tape or make a little mark at the top so that you know like where your starting point is. Another tip that you can do to help make sure that your lines are staying straight is there's little notches in the InkJoy gel pens, and you can use that to kind of gauge if your line is staying straight or if you need to make adjustments. Now when we get to the part where the two colors start blending together, I'm going to use a Thule Art paint pen, and I'm going to color the pen to help blend in the background a little bit better. This helps to blend in any of the gaps as well as kind of help brighten and make your rhinestones pop a little bit more. I am going to let it sit for a couple minutes so that the paint marker can dry, and then I'm just going to apply the glue right on top of that. The glue will help act as a seal to seal that color in, because we're applying the glue flat on there. It's going to seal the glue into your design. Then I'm just going to keep laying my rhinestones following the pattern until I get down to the next color. And then now that I'm at that spot where the colors are blending together more at a solid, I'm just going to finish off the rest of the pen coloring in the background this similar color to the sapphire rhinestones. And then again, just place the glue right on top after I've let the paint dry for a couple minutes, and then finish following the rest of the pattern and laying out the rest of the rhinestones. And I will again post links to all of the products that I used today. Pretty much everything that you are seeing in the video you can find on our website, from the rhinestones, the pickup tools, the glue, the shaker trays, pretty much everything that you need. And again, the pattern will be half off. The code will be listed below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you could like this video as well as subscribe to our channel. And leave me some comments below. Let me know what you liked about this video, or if there's any other projects that you would like to see us do. We love making videos for you guys and helping you along your bling journey. Now we are going to go ahead and finish off this last row. Again, just making sure that this row is straight, and then I don't want my stones hanging over the edge, so everything looks good there. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the pen back together. I don't recommend doing this while the glue is still wet. Wait for the glue to dry. Give it at least 72 hours before you wash it as well. You can wash it to get any of maybe the excess glue that you have on there, and to keep your rhinestones looking the best that they can. So you just put the clicker piece back into the top, the ink cartridge, and then screw the tip of the pen back on. Again, wait until all your glue is dry to do that. So there is the finished pen with the 3-color ombre. The rhinestones colors that we used were the diamond cut flatbacks in size SS10 in the color sapphire, peridot, as well as the color fuchsia. Thanks again for joining me. If you make this pattern yourself, I would love to see it. You can post a picture over in our private Facebook group. A link will be below, as well as don't forget to join us on our social media channels.